So hello everybody, I'm Kimberly Whittington. I am a personal trainer and I work with Achieve Tahoe. We are an adaptive program. I'm out of North Lake Tahoe. So for today's workout, we are going to be doing 2 rounds of 5 exercises with a warm-up in the beginning and a cool down afterwards. So first round of 5 exercises are all standing, and the second round of 5 exercises are all seated. So we'll do 5 exercises, 2 rounds of each. So we're gonna start with a warm up. Just make sure that you have plenty of room around you. I'm gonna back up here so that you can see me a little better here. So we're gonna start with a warm up. For today's workout, all you'll need is a mat and some weights if you have them. If you don't have weights, you can use canned goods just for the movement purpose, or water bottles full of water just for a little bit of resistance. So we're going to start with big arm circles backwards. So we're going to go like this, move our arms back, big circles with your hands. Really try to open up that chest. Go 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. And so now we're going to switch directions. So now I'm going to go forward. So big arm circles forward. So you might hear or feel some cracking in your shoulders. That's just your tendons moving over your bones. So the idea here is that we warm up our shoulders. We do have a little bit of shoulder work today. 3, 2, and 1. And so now I'm going to go palms up, and I'm going to go out to the side and then across in the front. So really swing your arms. The more you swing them here, the better stretch you're going to get through the chest and through the shoulder blades. So we're going to go 3, 2, and 1, and then I'm going to go palms down. So flip your hands, palms down, and same movement. And again, the more you swing your arms, the more of a stretch you're going to feel. Typically, we don't like to swing our arms or our legs when we're doing resistance workouts, but for the warm-up, it's okay because it kind of gives us a little bit more of a stretch. 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to go hands up above our head, and I'm going to go opposite hand to opposite toe, and I call this the Starfish Stretch. So I'm going to go opposite hand to opposite toe, and I like to reach for the outside of my foot. So you're getting a really good twist when you come down. So think about lengthening through the back side of your body. So alternating each side. Let's go 2 more on each side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, we're going to go high knees. So again, on this one, we do this one every week. I'm sure you guys know how to do it by now. I like to use my hands as a guide to try to pull my knee up as close as I can to my chest. If you want to get a little bit more out of this, you can jog in place high knees, or you can speed it up a little bit. For warm-up purposes, I'm going to stay about right here. Again, really driving that knee up as close as you can to your chest. For 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to go to butt kickers. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the closer I get my heel to my butt, the more of a stretch I'm going to have through my quad. This one can also be done jogging, so it's kind of up to you how intense you want your warm-up to be. For 3, 2, and 1. And for the last stretch in this warm-up, we're going to reach our hands up toward the ceiling and look behind you at the crease of the ceiling, and then we're gonna reach down between our feet and lengthen through the hamstrings. And I like to do a little bit of a bounce here for 1, 2, 3, and then reach up, look behind you, open up your chest and your sternum, and back down to the floor. 3, 2, 1, and back up, look behind you. And we'll do this 2 more times. So bounce here, 3, 2, 1, up to the ceiling. And between your legs, don't have to touch the floor. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're gonna go through all those again. So we're gonna start with big arm circles backwards. So anybody who's just joining us, this is our second round of our warm-up. So you're just in time. So big arm circles backwards. The bigger the circles, the more of a stretch you're gonna get through your shoulders and your chest. For 3, 2, and 1. And now big arm circles forward. So big circles. For 3, 2, and 1. And remember, we're gonna go palms up. We're gonna out to the side and across in the front. So swing the arms. So you don't have to go super fast. For 3, 2, and 1. And now we're gonna go same movement. Flip your palms down, out to the side and across in the front. So arms should be about parallel to the floor when you come out. So you're opening through the chest. For 3, 2, and 1. Hands come up above the head for our starfish stretch. So I'm gonna go opposite hand to opposite toe, or foot, or shin, or however flexible you are. So I'm gonna reach for the outside of the foot, the outside of the ankle, or the outside of the calf. Nice, so fold down as much as you can. We don't have any hamstrings today, but we do have some quads, and our quads tend to pull in our back. So we kind of want to make sure everything is nice and limber before we get going. Let's go 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to go high knees. So I'm using my hands as a guide. Pull those knees toward your chest. Again, you could go as fast or as slow as you want, depending on how warm you want to get for your warm-up. Nice, drive those knees toward your chest. Make sure you're standing up nice and tall. Shoulders should be rolled back and down. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. And then for last set of butt kickers. So kick that heel toward your butt. Again, as fast or as slow as you'd like. For 3, 2, and 1. And for our last one, we're going to be reaching toward the floor and then up toward the ceiling. So reach toward the floor, try to get fold at the waist. We're going to bounce for 3, 2, and 1, and then reach up toward the ceiling, do a slight back bend, look at the ceiling behind you, and then fold forward again. We're going to do this 3 more times. So 3, 2, 1, and look up at the ceiling. Behind you, reach, back bend, Fold forward, slight bounce for 3, 2, and 1. Up to the ceiling. And back down to the floor for 3, 2, 1. This is our last time, so look up at the ceiling, do a little black bend, and back down to the floor for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So that concludes our warm-up. So if you need a drink of water, this is going to be your time to take it. We're going to start our first round of 5 exercises. So they're all going to be standing. And the first, let's see, the first 2 we do need weights for. So depending on how heavy you want to go, I have some 8s and I have some 3s. So our first exercise is a sumo squat, and I'm going to use a weight. This exercise doesn't have to be done with weight. It's completely up to you. So I'm going to bring my feet pretty wide, just like this, and I'm going to point my toes out slightly. So they're pointed out to the side a little bit, and so then when I squat down, my knees are tracking over my toes, and I kind of look like a sumo wrestler, right? So kind of like this. That's not the movement, but that is where our feet are going to be positioned. So feet are wide, much wider than hip width apart. Toes are pointed out. So I can either hold the weight here at my chest, or I can drop it down and lengthen my arms so my upper body's not getting as much of a workout here. So we're really going to focus on our quads and our inner thighs. So we're going to go to 20. Do the best you can to keep up with me. If this exercise does not work for you, feel free to change it to what suits your needs. So starting here with 20. So roll your shoulders back and down. Chest is open. So squat down, ideally trying to get your quads parallel to the floor. So that's 2. And I'm going to count in my head, and I'm also going to talk to you. So if I quit counting, don't stop moving. Okay. So that's 4, 5, 6. Make sure your chest is upright and your chest is open. So I'm not folding forward at the weights or at the waist. I'm just dropping through the hips. Yep, keep moving. That's 10, 11. If I'm going too fast, just do the best you can. If I'm going too slow, then by all means, do more reps. 14, 15, think about squeezing the quads at the top, squeezing through the glutes. So that's this muscle here. Let's go 3 more for 3, 2, and 1. So now you're going to need 2 weights. So we're going to do a 3-way bicep curl. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So with 2 weights, I have 8s. 5s are really good for this one, even 3s, because you're going to kind of burn out your biceps here. So the first movement we're going to do is 10, and it's going to be all the way up and all the way down. So I'll explain as we go. So we're going to grab those weights, starting with the bicep curl. Palms are facing up, elbows are locked into my side, and I'm going to come all the way up, bringing the weight to my shoulders, and then all the way back down. So that's 1. So nice and slow. Try not to swing the weight. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to stay here, and this time that we're going to lengthen through the arms, and then I'm just going to come up to where my hands or my forearms are parallel to the floor, and then back down. So you're only coming up halfway. So up halfway, and then down. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're really exhausting that bicep muscle. Keep going, that's 7, 8, maybe I miscounted there, 9, and 10. And so for the last one, we're gonna bring the weight all the way up to your shoulders like this, and then we're going to come halfway down. So this time we're coming all the way up and then halfway down. So that's 2. Remember to keep your elbows locked into your side, so I'm not letting my elbows splay out to the side like this. I'm keeping them in, right? So that's 4, 5, do the best you can, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome, so we're gonna set our weight down. So for the third exercise in this round, I'm gonna bring my feet as far apart as I possibly can, that's comfortable. And then I'm going to be squatting to one side at a time, right? So I'm gonna do 10 squats on this side and then 10 squats on this side, and it's gonna look like this. So I'm gonna come down, I'm keeping one leg straight, I'm sitting back into my heel, and then I'm standing up. And for consistency purposes, we're gonna do all 10 on the right, and then we'll do all 10 on the left. So get those feet apart. If this exercise doesn't feel good to you, or it hurts your ankle or your hips or wherever, again, feel free to do a different exercise, add in some jumping jacks, again, whatever works for you. So this is a side-to-side squat. We're gonna start with the right side. So I'm gonna sit back in my heels. My hands are out in front of me, so I'm keeping my chest up and then back up. So here you just wanna make sure that your toe and your knee is tracking over your toe, just like that. So if you can get that quad almost parallel to the floor, that's great. To really power up through the quad, I believe that's 3, 4, keep your gaze up at the screen. 5, it'll help keep your chest up. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now we're going to go to the other side. So 10 on the left. So bend that knee, make sure your knee is tracking over your toe and up for 1, 2, squeeze the quad at the top. 3, that's this big muscle, squeeze it. 4, nice and slow. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. We're going to be doing a rotator cuff exercise. And so I have these really light weights, they're 3s. But again, like I was saying at the beginning of class, if you have canned goods, this is actually the perfect exercise for using really light weight because it's a rotator cuff strengthening exercise. So I'm going to bring my hands out like this. So I have a 90-degree angle in my arms. So just like this. And then I'm going to bring my elbows together and then apart. And so depending on how flexible you are, you may not be able to get those arms all the way together. But the idea is to try to keep this right here. So I'm not letting my elbows fall down. I'm not pushing the weight up. I'm staying right here, okay? So we're gonna go to 15. So here, make sure that your weight's distributed on your feet evenly. We're gonna bring those elbows together and then apart for 1, 2, 3. This should not be uncomfortable, so if your range of motion is not great, just do what you can. And again, the lighter the weight or no weight at all is really great for this exercise. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you should start feeling it now. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So, keeping your weights in your hands. Sorry, we kind of have a lot of weight exercises today. Try to switch it up as much as I can, but with at-home workouts, I think we're limited with the equipment that we have. But if you do have light weights or canned goods, again, this is a really good exercise for light weights. So here, I'm gonna make sure that my hips or my feet are about hip width apart. And then I'm going to be doing a back fly. So I'm gonna fold the waist just a little bit. So I'm kind of pushing my hips back. My knees are bent slightly. And then from here, I'm gonna come out for a back fly. So hands come together in front and then fly out to the side. So this is the last exercise in this round. We'll take a short water break. So we're gonna do 15 here. So weight is in front, fly back and out to the side, and then come back down. Try not to swing the weight. So that's 2, 3. Think about keeping your spine as straight as you can. So I like to pick a spot on the floor kind of out in front of me and look at that spot. So I'm not letting my head dip or my chin dip. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, so that concludes the first round. So we're gonna go back to sumo squats. So I'm gonna take about 60 seconds here to grab a drink of water, catch your breath a little bit, maybe shake out your arms. We kind of have a lot of arms and quads today. I'm going to use a heavier weight for my sumo squats. So if you do have 2 types of weights, I know that some people have some kettlebells and some different things like that. You can use that, or if you just have 2 light weights, you can use 2 light weights instead of just 1 weight. So you would basically be taking your 2 lighter weights and just holding them together, arms straight for the sumo squat. So I'm going to use my heavier weight. I'm just going to use 1. Feel free to use both heavier weights if you would like to do that. So we're going to start our second round of sumo squats. Last round, so here I'm going to bring my feet out more than hip width apart. So not as far as we did for our side squats. For this one, sumo squats, you want your toes pointed out. I'm going to drop the hips between my knees and squat down. So just like this. And we're going to go to 20. So come up, squeeze those quads and glutes at the top. Keep your chest open and up. That's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, try to keep up with me, 9, 10, make sure your shoulders are rolled back and down. Try really hard not to fold forward, but just bend at the knees and drop through the hips. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, bicep curl. So here you're gonna need 2 weights. So remember, this is a 3-way bicep curl. So we're going to do 3 sets of 10. So you really will start to feel it in your bicep. So we're going to come all the way up and all the way down. So for our first round, we're using our full range of motion here. That's 2. We're going to go to 10. Go all the way up to the shoulders, all the way down by the hips. 4. Nice and slow. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Okay, next round of 10 here. I'm going to come halfway up. So my forearms are parallel to the floor. And then back down. So halfway up and back down. It's kind of hard not to go all the way up because we're so used to doing a bicep curl that way. But here we're really trying to exhaust those biceps. That's 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Whew, and 10. And so now I'm going to bring the weight all the way up to my shoulders and then halfway down for 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Okay, stick with me. 8. 9. And 10. So now we're going to drop these weights and we're going to do our side-to-side squats. So it's almost like doing a single leg squat. So you should really, really start to feel it in your quad. So again, I'm pulling my feet or stepping my feet as far out as I can that's comfortable. And then I'm going to be, oh, my mat's moving a little. And then I'm going to be shifting my weight to one side for a squat. So this time I'm going to start on my left side. It doesn't matter what side you start with. We're going to go to the other side, but we're going to do 10, switch to the other side for 10. So from here, my hands are out in front of me. So I'm keeping my chest up, shoulders are rolled back, and I'm going to squat over that one knee and then come back up. So again, trying to make sure that our knee is tracking over our toe, and I'm dropping through the hips. I'm going to keep this leg as straight as I can. I realize that for some people, you know, your flexibility may limit you a little bit, and so in which case, if you have a little bit of a bend in that leg, it's okay. We're going to do 4 more. So let's go 4. 3, keep your gaze up. 2, power through the quad. And 1, moving to the other side. So knee tracks over toe. Put my toe in slightly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, feel the burn in your quad. 8, 9, and 10. Whew, all right. We're going to grab our weights one more time, and this time I'm going to grab my lighter weights. Or again, canned goods are great. For this exercise, it's a 90-degree rotator cuff. So remember here, I'm going to bring my hands up like this. My biceps or my triceps should be parallel to the floor, so I'm keeping this right here. And the only thing I'm doing is bringing my elbows together, elbows apart. So we're going to go to 15. This one's pretty hard, so try to stick with me, do the best you can. If your arms start to get tired, you can set your weight down and just do the movement. So that's 1. So elbows come as close as you can together. 2, 3, So here, think about standing still, evening your weight distribution on each foot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hang in there, only 5 more to go. We got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. All right, shake out those shoulders. You should definitely feel that. So we're going to go into back flies. We have 15 back flies, and then we're going to take a short break and move to the floor. So this is our last exercise in this round. So from here, I want to make sure my feet are hip width apart. I'm going to have my knees soft, so I'm going to sit my butt back slightly, keeping my back as straight as I possibly can. Weight comes out in front of you, knees are slightly bent, and then I'm going to fly out to the side. So we're going to go to 15, and I like to keep a little bit of a bend in my arms, and really think about squeezing your shoulder blades together as you bring the weight up, almost like you're pinching a quarter between your shoulder blades. You're really squeezing those shoulder blades. I have lost count, but we're going to say that's 6, 7, 8, 9, slowly come down, 10, 5 more, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Awesome. We're going to drop our weight, grab your water, or let's see here. We do not have any exercises that we're going to be on our mat that you need your weights. So you can put your weights away, or you can put them out to the side so they're not in your way. Grab your water. We're going to take about 1.5 minutes here. Get comfortable on the floor. I'll go through the exercises with you, just to kind of give you a rundown of what to expect. We're actually going to start on our hands and knees. So we're going to do bird dogs, a glute lift, push-ups, bicycle crunches, and then a side-to-side crunch. So I'm going to go through the first exercise while you guys rest a little bit longer. We have about 30 seconds here. So I'm going to start on my hands and knees. Again, for this round, if there's an exercise that doesn't work for you, please feel free to change it to suit your ability level or your needs. I'll give some direction as far as like some other things you can do, but that maybe won't suit you just as well as something you can come up with yourself. So from here, I'm going to plant my hands on the mat, and I'm going to make sure that my shoulders are over my wrists and my hips are over my knees. This is where like a mirror or your screen comes in handy so that you can make sure everything is square. And then from here, I'm going to reach my one leg out and then the opposite hand out. So from here, I'm trying to bring my leg and my arm up parallel to the floor, and then I'm going to plant them, and then I'm going to switch sides. So we're going to go to 20. Try to keep up with me if you can. If this exercise, if you're kind of all over the place and you can't really get your balance very well, maybe you're just lifting your leg, or maybe you're just lifting your arm, or maybe you're just going a little bit slower. So while I might go to 20, you might only get to 12. Do the best you can. Let's alternate sides. If that's difficult for you, you can stay on one side. So from here, I'm going to lift up opposite arm, opposite leg. Gaze should be at the floor. So that's 1. So we're going to switch sides, come down, 2, 3, 4. So I'm kicking my leg out behind me as long as I can, reaching my fingertips toward the wall in front of me. Keep moving. Really focus here. So if I'm going too fast, just focus on you. Really try to balance and ground yourself through that knee and the hand. So that's 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. Engage your core. Really think about the movement. 2 more. 1 on each side. 1 and 2. We're going to go into push-ups. So I'm going to come all the way down onto my stomach. We're going to do 10 push-ups. You can do it a couple different ways, many different ways actually. But for today, we are going to be doing a wide hand push-up. So we're going to do 10 of them. That can be done on your knees or on your toes. I'll show you both ways right now. So we're going to bring our hands into our chest, right? So my elbows are tucked in, my hands are next to my chest, and now I'm going to move my hands outside of my mat, so my hands are really wide now. So now I'm using less of my triceps and more of my chest to push myself up. So I'm going to let my toes touch the floor, and then I'm going to come up onto my knees. And maybe this is where you're at. Maybe you want to come up onto your toes. But either way, we're going to come all the way down to the floor. Hands are outside the mat. And we're going to go to 10. So do the best that you can to stay with me. If you need to drop to your knees or stay on your knees, please, please do so. So from here, I'm going to tuck my toes under, push up for 1, all the way down, 2, 3, 4, 5, gaze should be at the mat, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. All right, we're going to flip around to our back now. So for our last 3 exercises, we're going to be on our back. Whew. All right, so we're going to do a hamstring bridge. And for this one, I'm going to bring my hands out to the side, ground myself through my shoulders and my hands. So I'm going to give you a couple different options for this one. So from here, I'm going to pull my heels in close to my fingertips. Hands come out. So a traditional bridge looks like this. So ground yourself through your shoulders, push your hips toward the ceiling, and then come back down. So today I'm going to challenge us a little bit more, and I'm going to say, let's do single leg. So I'm going to put one leg up in the air, one foot is planted on the floor, hands are out to the side, and then I'm going to push my heel to the ceiling, and then slowly come back down. So we're going to do, let's do 7 on each side. Okay, so almost 15. We're going to go 7 on each side, so you have one foot up in the air, one foot planted on the floor. If this doesn't work for you, plant both of your feet. So whatever side you want to start with, we're going to go 1, ground yourself through your shoulders, 2, 3, 4, 5. You really want that heel pretty close to your butt. 2 more. 2 and 1. So if you have one leg up in the air, we're going to switch it out. Opposite leg up in the air. Kick the heel toward the ceiling for 1. Lift the hips. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Almost there. 1 more. 7. Whew. All right, you can pull your knees into your chest. Feels good. Stretch through the glutes. So for the next one, we're gonna do a bicycle crunch. This can be done a couple different ways. First way is like this, hands come behind the head. I'm gonna lengthen one leg out, bring one knee in. So I'm going elbow to knee, just like this. If that doesn't work for you or you hurt your back, bring your knees in and you're just gonna alternate knee to opposite elbow, okay? We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do a bicep crunch. So I'm gonna bring my one leg out straight, opposite elbow to knee for 1, 2, we're gonna go to 23, 4. Really reach that elbow toward your knee. Keep going. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right. Plant your feet for the last exercise in the set. We're going to bring our hands together. Our knees are together. And then from here, I'm going to crunch up and try to reach as far as I can to the opposite, well, to one side or the other. It doesn't matter which side you start with. So I'm going to reach here, rocking on my shoulder blades, and then up to the other side. So from here, we're going to go to 15. So bring your heels in close to your butt, hands together, palms together. Up for 1, opposite side, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try to get those shoulder blades up off the floor. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Whew. All right. So that's round 1 of 2. So we're going to go through all those exercises again, and then we're going to cool down for a few minutes. So we're going to flip on over to our hands and our knees, grab a drink of water if you need it. Catch your breath if you need to. So again, for this one, it's called bird dog. So from here, my shoulders are over my wrists, my hips are over my knees. I'm going to be alternating opposite leg and hand up, or maybe just your leg, or maybe just your hand. Do the best you can. Try to make sure that your back is flat. You're not dipping or pushing your spine to the ceiling. So nice neutral spine. So we're going to go to 20. So lengthen the arm and the leg for 1, 2, 3. Again, if I'm going too fast, just do the best you can. We have a wide variety of participants in this class, so some people can go quite fast. So you have to find a good middle ground for yourself. So that's 8, 9, reach those fingertips to the wall. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, almost there, 16, 17, squeeze that core tight, stabilize yourself. 2 more, 2, and 1. So we're going to come down for our push-ups. So again, this is a wide hand push-up. I'm going to do these push-ups on my knees this time. So I'm going to come all the way down to the floor. Hands are outside the mat, so my hands are wide, which typically we don't have that for using our triceps. So I'm still going to tuck my toes, ground myself through my knees, and push up onto my knees. My body's still pretty flat, or My spine is still pretty straight, and I have a nice solid plank when I come to the top. Okay, so all the way down and all the way up. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we're almost there. Home stretch. So bridges. Flip over to your back. So hamstring bridge. So you're either going to be doing our hamstring bridge with both of our feet on the floor, coming up, grounding through our shoulder blades, or we're going to be lifting one leg to do a single leg bridge. Okay, so if you are doing a single leg bridge, whatever leg you want to start with, it doesn't matter. We're going to go to 7, and then we're going to switch. So ground yourself through your hands and your shoulders. Push the heel toward the ceiling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm going to switch out my legs, bring my heel pretty close to my butt. Now kick my heel toward the ceiling, lift the hips for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go to 8. 8. Sorry, I kind of lost count there for a second. All right, bicycle crunch. 2 more here. Sorry for the noise. I have construction outside of my house. So, bicycle crunch. Lengthen one leg, bend one knee, or we're bringing both of our knees up and alternating elbow to knee. So here, I'm going to do bicycle crunch, bringing my elbow to my knee and then switching. So we're going to go to, 20. So that's 2, 3. Get that elbow as close as you can to your knee, reaching for the outside of the knee. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, plant your feet flat on the floor. Bring your heels close to your butt. Squeeze your legs together. Palms come together. And I'm going to crunch side to side. Doesn't matter which side you start with. So we're going to come up for 1, down. 2, get those shoulder blades as high as you possibly can off the floor. 5, 6, we're going to 15 here. Try to keep up with me. Think about the muscles that you're using. So really squeeze your abdominal muscles. How about 10? Lost count. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Whew. All right. So that wraps it up for round 2. So we're going to do a little bit of a cool down. And for today's cool down, I'm actually going to have us standing. So make your way to standing. Grab your water bottle if you need a drink. I know that we're kind of running out of time here, so I'm just going to take just a couple minutes. And I'm going to start with a quad stretch. So for our quad stretch, you may need to grab a wall or a chair so that you can stabilize yourself. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the top of my foot, just like this, and I'm going to bring it back. This is a great quad stretch. If this stretch doesn't work for you, you can choose to do something else. I feel like this is the best way to stretch my quad and really get that nice stretch all the way up to the hip. Maybe some people are not as flexible and it's harder to grab the top of the foot. So again, choose a stretch that's good for you. We did do quite a bit of quad work today between the sumo squats and the side squats. So we want to make sure that we really stretch out our quads so that we don't get muscle cramps. So we're going to switch to the other side. So again, grab the top of the foot. Whenever I'm doing this stretch, I like to think about standing up nice and tall, again, rolling the shoulder blades back and down the back, pushing our hips slightly forward, and then making sure that our quads are in line with each other. Because if my leg is out like this, I'm not going to get the stretch that I want. So I'm going to pull my foot back, just like this, and make sure you're standing up straight. So we're going to do this one more time on each side. So I'm going to put that foot down. I'm going to grab the opposite foot. Again, use a wall or a chair for balance if you need it. Stand up tall, push your hips forward slightly. Everybody did so great today. My feet are very, very sore from hiking 55 miles over the past couple days, so I didn't do any jumping. So if you were looking for cardio today, I'm really sorry. But I chose to kind of take it light on our feet. We're going to switch to the other side. So again, find that wall or a chair if you need it. All right, so for our second stretch, we can kind of shake out those legs. For our second stretch, find a wall or a chair, preferably a wall. We're going to do a little bit of a chest stretch since we had those push-ups in there. So I'm going to plant my hand on the wall, and then I'm just going to open up my chest and kind of look the other way. So if this is painful, maybe don't look as far. Again, some people are super flexible, and so they can, almost turn around, but do what feels good for you. All you want is a slight stretch through the chest. Make sure you're standing up nice and tall. It does really help if your arm is about parallel to the floor. Although if it's slightly down or up, it doesn't matter. You'll just get a different stretch through the chest. So we're going to switch to the other side. So I'm going to move to this wall. Plant my hand on the wall, and then I'm turning out and looking away from my hand. So I am going to leave the rest of the stretching up to you guys because we are at an hour. Feel free to do any additional stretching. Thank you for coming to class today. And I am going to unmute everyone just in 1 second.